parched desert sands of ancient Osirian.
Long-forgotten secrets are becoming unearthed
that could threaten the security of the entire region.
Throughout Wati, undead uprisings and once-forgotten ancient threats reveal themselves from empty graves.
And only our heroes can withstand the forces of
The Mummy's Mask. Previously on the Mithril Tabletop. All of the chickens here, they all swarm around Tanhi and the Green Lady and her horse, and I need all of you guys to roll me yet another reflex save. Tariq, you are now confused and deafened as this cacophony is so... Yeah, thank you. Very funny. All right.
Yes, the streak is broken!
Oh no, what'd you get?
What? No, it's not Ramses.
You target Ramses.
Oh my god, you are really trying to kill my dog.
So he's gonna put a stick in him.
Habibi, I think that was your sister.
Court is now in session.
Hello, and welcome to yet another Mithril Monday. I hope everyone is enjoying their spring so far as well. This is Katie, voice and player of the ever-growing surprise, Keryth. Hope you all greatly enjoyed that little backstory drop from a few weeks ago. But don't worry, there will certainly be much more to come as well. This episode, in fact, we'll see you guys learning quite a bit more about not just Keryth, but of our other characters' pasts as well. With us going up against the Eye Taker, of all people, will we be able to keep our cool? Well, I'll let you guys be the judge of that for yourselves, but don't forget to tell us what you think at any of our social media handles at the Mithril Tabletop, because we do want to hear from you. Without further ado, here is now episode 52, Court is now in session.
Guys, do you want to hear something truly horrific? This is catastrophic. This is so earth-shattering. This is such earth-shattering bad news. Cut that out.
Earth-shitting.
Earth-shittingly bad news. No, this is truly something very serious. This is very bad, and this is something I really talk to you guys about.
Because you didn't give all of us 1,000,000 hero points last week.
Yeah, I think that must be what it is.
No,
I know.
That.
We haven't leveled up.
No.
Yep.
Worse than that, even.
Good one. Yeah.
Oh, worse than not leveling up. Oh,
yes.
It must be truly atrocious.
It's so bad. It's truly horrific. Like I said, earth-shattering.
Is it because you haven't killed
You
Ramses?
will never be the same when I tell you about this.
It's because you haven't killed Ramses yet?
It's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I failed to kill him. No, something worse than that. I am not a monster. I'm not a monster, damn it. No, okay, here's what it is.
You made me a monster last week.
No. This is it. The current year is 2024. Llamas with Hats came out 15 years ago.
You are lying.
Old.
It's
you lying bastard. You take that back.
Carl.
You
Llamas
take
with
that
Hats.
back.
I'm looking at it right now on YouTube, 44 million views, 15 years ago. Oh,
that's a lie.
I told
blasphemy.
you. I told you. This is earth-shattering. Truly, we have never been more aged.
I didn't even know
ironically,
that.
or coincidentally, I was showing kids today the Auto-Tune news stuff. Or not today, but like this past week, I was showing them I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I showed them the Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie bit
Oh
my
my God.
finger.
No,
Ow,
wait, but actually, Charlie is probably like in college by now.
Probably past college.
Past college.
Oh my God, no, don't say
Charlie's
that. Don't
probably
say
Lindsay's age, Andrew. Ryan
No,
or
I
Lindsay's
can only.
age.
So she's in college. He's just about to graduate. Oh no,
Charlie.
Charlie bit my. Ouch! That hurts.
Oh, Charlie.
Or we can do the other Charlie. Charlie. Charlie.
The unicorn.
We did that one.
Sleepyhead, wake
Papa said he hated
up.
us.
Man,
Okay.
YouTube's never
That was
the
a
same.
golden
Guys,
age.
I looked it up. Charlie is now 17 years old.
Oh, okay.
And
a lot
his
younger than
brother,
that.
It's not quite college yet.
Henry is 19 years old.
So my
Oh, no,
sister's
wait.
age. Oh my god.
Oh, but that means that video was like 18 years ago, because there's no way he had to be like 1 years old.
Yeah,
in
it had
that
to be
movie,
one,
right?
maybe
Yeah.
2.
Oh,
It was
no.
uploaded
So it was like 6...
May of 2007.
Oh,
God damn.
no.
We were still in high school.
I was in middle school.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
was
was
still
showing
in
it to
high
him,
school.
because it's like when I was your all's age,
Youngin.
we were watching these videos in my history
Damn.
class.
So now,
So I gotta
now
keep up
that
the
I
tradition.
feel-
We were watching Liberty Kids.
if there are any Zoomers listening to this, they probably were like about his age when they were listening, or when they were born, or that movie was uploaded. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I just time is weird. Time is a strange and funny thing. But you know what? You know what isn't strange and funny?
The
This is a
fact that
very
you're about to
serious
kill us
matter.
all.
Going back, I almost said
Yes.
your mom, but
You know what's
Wow,
funny?
classic.
Now that you're like bringing up how we're all in our 30s or about to be in 30s for some of us. Like
Yeah.
when
Don't
we
remind
were
me.
the young people, like high school, middle school, the people that were in their 30s, probably our parents and aunts and stuff like that, seem
Yep.
super mature, so well put together.
Oh,
And
we
then
are far from mature.
And then I look
There
at
is-
my life and I'm like, what the actual
We are
fuck?
the least mature 30-year-olds I have ever met.
I turned 30 this year, and I just kind of reflect on everything, and I'm like, huh, this is not exactly where I thought I would be, or what I would
No.
be doing with life.
Remember when you were like 6 years old or 7 years old, and your like first or second grade teacher were like, draw your life story. What do you think you'll be doing at 25? And I'm like, I'll have a house and kids and $1 million. And I'm like 27. I'm like, I wish I had money for food.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
So existential dread aside, and now that I made you guys
Midlife
feel
crisis is coming.
Well, okay, actually, I do have to come back to that. Was I right? Was that not earth-shattering, terrible news?
That we're
Not
getting
really.
old? Yes.
not really.
Yeah. Yes, there you go.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I just had
whatever.
birthday not that long ago, so
Yeah, happy birthday again. Okay, but I do want to get back into this thing, because there is one thing that we do need to talk about. For the past couple of sessions now, we've been going through with Wati in this time of chaos, and we haven't really talked about what that actually means. Because if you guys don't remember from like the last week that we've played, and maybe listening to this session or this podcast, whatever we're doing,
What is this called
Undead.
again?
This is called the Mummy's Mask. It is a Pathfinder 2. I'm just on autopilot. This is like the pitch I always tell all my friends when they ask, you're doing a podcast? What's it about? It's called the Mummy's Mask. It's about a Pathfinder 2 adventure path, whatever.
My manager
I
asked
can't
me,
even
she's
do
like,
that.
maybe I'll start listening to your podcast. I was like, don't. I was like, please don't. She's
All right,
so
but
nice.
no, seriously. She is. But no, seriously. So you guys did the auction. Great. That was the big thing that was building up from all of book 1. Then you come into the auction, happy-go-lucky. We're making a lot of money. Nothing could possibly go wrong. What's that knocking at the door? And then the undead start bursting through and attacking and killing everyone. You guys saved everyone though, but yeah, shit's real now. So this is exactly what's happening. There is panic in the streets. Wati is essentially in chaos mode. Everyone is like shuttering down their market stalls. Everyone's staying home. There's curfews from dusk to dawn, that kind of stuff, right? And effectively, there is this panic counter. We're just going to call it the panic level, because that seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yes.
And the panic level can go between 0, which there is no panic. There's what Wati was right before the auction. It was a panic level of 0. It can then go all the way up to 25 or even higher, and each point of panic changes something about the state of the city. When you guys started with the the auction, it was a panic level of 20. That means the town was effectively a ghost town. The streets of Wati are virtually abandoned, and the city is temporarily gains the hunted condition, which basically means that there's going to be like creatures roaming around civilized areas. So you can be like walking down the street and then suddenly you're getting attacked by a wild animal or something like that. All market prices soar 200%, meaning a healing potion, when instead of costing 4 gold pieces, now costs 12 gold pieces.
Good God!
That's what a 200% markup entails. But as you guys started doing stuff last night in the game world, you brought the panic level down significantly. By 19, there's only civil unrest. Wati's shops are still open for business now. They haven't closed down completely, but the merchants remain wary and charge exorbitant prices. They double the prices of everything. There are still undead floating around, and there's like no resources available at night. So if you guys had gone to the Tooth and Hookah, you would have seen a sign saying closed for business. But more importantly, is that everything has there are still some spellcasting available at the churches, specifically like the Grand Mausoleum, but they only offer first and second rank spellcasting. So if you guys came to them yesterday, we're like, we have diseases. We're like, sorry, that's a third rank spell. We already cast all those spells. We don't have that anymore. And all that sort of stuff. As you guys lower the panic, lower and lower and lower, the panic level, the safety of the town increases and you guys get more benefits. Like, for example, the cost of things will continue going down back to their normal market prices, and you will get more and more healing spells at churches if you want to go there. Eventually, if you bring it down low enough, you might not even have undead roaming the main streets of the living. But if you guys do nothing, each day that you guys do nothing, the panic level goes up by 1. So if you just sit around and do nothing, panic level can go back up. And as it goes higher, remember, things get worse and worse and worse. So it's in your best interest to try and do things as much as possible. There is also one more thing that I forgot to mention about the hunted condition. The hunted condition, because there are so many monsters using the city as their hunting grounds, there's lots of random encounters, but this also means that citizen life is going to take a penalty. So things that are like crafting checks, diplomacy checks, lore checks, performance checks, any of these checks, society checks, they all take a -2 penalty while the town is in the hunted condition. And only items up to 3rd level are available. All right, one reward that may await you guys as you clear this courtroom may be reduction of the panic level. So we'll see how you guys fare. And MVP goes to Katie.
Really?
MVP to Keryth because he deserves good luck, but also give me back my brain cell.
I wonder who that was.
It's a mystery to everyone.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I was told how to pronounce this word, so I'm going to say it.
Oh, no.
MVP to Keryth for that explode.
That's how I say it, like every time.
Yep.
I have to.
MVP to Keryth for not exploding on his friends and for getting in some good damage rolls this session. Very well done. The most serious of the lot. Honorable mention to Tanhi for being our chaotic cat mom. Sometimes we need that. And then finally, honorable mention to Tariq for the cute roleplay moment after he was forced to attack Ramses.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Very well. All right. When we last left off, you guys walked through the courtroom, and the skeleton guy at the far end had this little fez, this judge's robes, and you can tell that he's clearly wearing like Osiriani judge getup, but his bones are like dripping blood. And as you guys look up at him, he's like leaning over his shoulders, clearly whispering something to someone, but you don't see who he's referring to. And then he sees you guys like, these must be the ones I've been waiting for. Court is now in session. What do you guys want to do?
We want.
You guys walk in. What do you want to do?
We walked in and we're staring down at this guy with blue eyes. It's kind of intimidating.
Glowing
Can
blue
we
eyes.
roll a perception check to try and get our bearings?
In the courtroom?
I'm trying to figure out what this guy is.
Oh, so you want to roll
We have a
religion
hearing,
check.
not a bearing.
Ooh, can I roll a
We know who he is, but like, can we figure out anything like Who is he talking to?
Oh.
Why
my
does he look like he's about to
God.
start breakdancing?
You know, I was expecting more of a mummy and not Red Skull.
Oh my god.
Why is he red?
So for anyone wondering why my players just reacted like that, I just showed them the image on Foundry of what this guy looks like, and they said he looks like Red Skull. And honestly, yeah, that's
He
fair.
looks like
That's a
Red
fair
Skull,
assessment.
like, went through too many fights, and he went through a little bit of fire, and...
I told you he was a bloody skeleton. Do you think that blood was just like white?
I missed that last week. All I got was the blue eyes.
Yeah, he does have the glowing blue eyes, and
And
he has
bloody
like the judge's fez and the bloody skeleton. He has the judge's fez from classic Osiriani tradition, and he has the tattered black robes, again signifying a judge in ancient Osirian tradition. But if you guys want to like take a look and see what he's looking at, you can roll me a perception check. If you want to try and identify what a bloody skeleton is, roll me a religion check. But you'll only be able to do one because you guys are like coming in, and as you are coming into this courtroom, you see more guards, like skeletal guards, kind of like circle around from behind you and like prevent you guys from escaping very easily.
I was going to call dibs on religion, but other people already started rolling.
Alrighty then. Only one perception check and 4 religion checks.
Oh god.
Really? Everybody else rolled religion?
I wonder
Yes.
who rolled perception.
All right, Tariq,
Alright.
what I can describe to you is that you see this guy lean over his shoulders and talk to someone, but you can't see whom, and then skeletons start circling around you, and that clearly distracts you, hence why you rolled a 7.
No. I was distracted by those glowing blue eyes that I only noticed.
Exactly. You're looking deep into his eyes. You were lost in there.
Oh.
Everyone else,
that way.
I can tell you... Everyone else, I can tell you this. A bloody skeleton has this... So who here knows where blood actually comes
I
from?
do. The bone marrow.
Exactly. And a bloody skeleton is still actively producing blood. That's why it's covered in blood. So effectively what that translates to is that they have fast healing. That's what makes them special. Now, you'll also remember skeletons, as we discussed last session, have a lot of resistance.
'Cause they're
so a lot of
rude.
resistance plus a lot of fast healing. This guy's going to be hard to put down.
Does he have a calcium deficiency that we can, use
Vitamin D deficiency as well.
As you guys are kind of like getting closer and you get funneled in by his skeletal bailiffs into this courtroom a little bit closer, he sits down at his bench a little bit more straightly, and he brings down his gavel and like smacks it down and goes, "Clap, clap. Court is now in session. I've heard a lot of you, the Band of Misfits. I've been gone for quite some time. My informants tell me it is the year 47 AR, or 4700 AR. I've been gone for quite some time. I didn't even know what AR was. They had to explain to me what that bit was. I was under the impression that Erin was just some wizard roaming the planet, and now I hear he is actually a god. Well,
He's still a god if he's been absent or potentially dead for so long.
yes, I've heard of that too. Lots of things have changed, but
How
I was
old
more
is this
curious. I have already told you I am over 6,000 years old, from Osirian's second age in negative 2000 AR.
I think he needs a vacation. What do you guys think?
I had a 6,000-year-long vacation. I'm good to go. Put me
Retire,
back on
old
the bench.
man!
I feel like if Tanhi just hit him with the side of her axe, he would turn into dust.
Shut up! Silence in the court! Clap, clap, clap! No more interruptions from the halfling. You know what? I've heard many disturbing things about Wati since I've been gone. They have fallen into a state of chaos and a state of lawlessness. Well, I'm back, baby, and I'm here to exact my justice onto this city once again. Let's start with you 5. Who wants to approach the bench and plead their case first?
I have nothing to
Trying
plead.
Sneak
We have
out.
nothing. Why should we make our case in front of you?
You are all very guilty. I'm giving you a chance to merely defend yourself. Then I decide if you are guilty or not, and then I demand, or I give you guys the sentence. That's how this justice court
But
works.
you already
It's
told
called
us we're
justice.
guilty.
I think you are guilty. Now it's your turn to
Innocent
prove
until
it.
proven guilty.
Yeah.
That's not how I do things. No. You know what? Let's start with you first. The blonde, the guy with the green shirt. Approach the bench, please.
All right.
To say, he's not blonde.
He
acts
has a
blonde,
yellow
but
shirt.
he's not.
He acts blonde.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Foul play, sorry.
All right. So you approach the bench, I assume.
Yes, I approach the
All
bench confidently because Habibi is very confident in his ethics, moral standing.
As you approach the bench, one of the skeletal bailiffs kind of like stands next to you, and just kind of like hovers there a little bit, arms crossed, one arm on like the hilt of his blade, ready to draw it, just basically saying, "Try something, I fucking dare you."
Damn.
But you also notice that right before he moved, Sotenray whispered something in the undead language, which I am going to quickly look up in my remastered document to see if that language has changed from Necril. It is still Necril. He speaks in Necril.
We appreciate you
keep up with all
double
these
checking your
changes.
sources.
Thank you. I'm a good judge. No, well, I'm going to I'm going to be a bad judge. I'm going to be a good GM. All right. Let's see here. Habibi.
Yes.
Formerly known as Mary.
Yes.
I know very much about you, you see. I may have been dead for a long time, but I've done my research. You, I can't even, I don't know where to begin. You dishonor your elders. You violate religious customs, and of course, you steal the identity of your sister. How do you plead?
I would like some more evidence, Your Honor.
You would like evidence.
Yes.
He would like evidence. And you see the skeletons kind of like do they do this weird raspy laugh. All right, let's start with the first one. The identity of Amos. Do you deny that you have ever dressed as your sister, claiming indeed to be her?
I do not deny that I dressed as a girl, and it would have been easily mistaken as my sister since we, looked quite alike.
Light a
Let
plot
it
from the
play-
back.
He kind of like turns to his skeletal audience. He's like, let the court bear witness. He admits that he dresses as a woman. And they all kind of like,
Is that a crime now?
Okay. And?
This is he
Okay,
smacks
Boomer.
his gavel on the he smacks his gavel back on the bench. They're like, order in the court, silence from the peanut gallery.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Are you putting him on trial without a lawyer present?
We don't deal with lawyers back in my day, and we don't deal in these foolish cross-dressing behaviors that you youths have taken up these days.
Well, too bad you're not still in your time then, huh?
Yeah, who
could
gave
go
you
back.
that?
Married, dude.
Silence! Order in the
didn't make
court!
you
I will have
goddamn.
no more interruptions.
Fuck this bitch. Fuck him up, Barry.
Now,
Habibi.
back to you,
Fuck.
Habibi. Back to you, Habibi. You do not deny that you dress as a woman. I must ask you then, is there any other taboos that you have violated beyond just this? For example, have you violated the teachings of Osiris?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
But you don't seem very confident, do you? Have you
That's
truly
just his
studied?
disposition.
Have you truly studied the actual works of Osiris? Actually studied them?
Good lord, this guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you will know that, and he kind of pulls up this old scroll, and it has like these green rims on either side. You can clearly tell it's an older version of Osiris's holy text. It says over here in his second book, verse 5, chapter 3, it says, thou shalt not... Shut up. It says, thou shalt not disrespect thine elders. Tell me now, Mary, Habibi, how do you speak to your father?
I speak when spoken to, okay?
I never knew you were such a comedian, because I know that you always talk back to your father, no matter how he tries to do the best for you, boy. You always speak back, and disrespectfully.
Objection.
You
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled!
No,
I'm not
there
finished.
are mitigating factors.
Silence! Smack, smack, smack! I wasn't done yet. Not only do you disrespect your father, but by disrespecting him, you break Osiris's commands, therefore disrespecting him as well. You are no cleric of Osiris.
Osiris apparently begs to differ.
I was going to say, I'm wearing green and everything.
Agree. You are found guilty.
I mean, if Osiris really thought that Habibi was not following his tenets, he would take his power away.
Exactly.
Habibi still has very much Osiris's favor and power, so
You have nothing
your
to stand
argument doesn't
Hit him
have
with a
any
lay on
grounds.
hands, Habibi. Hit him with a lay on hands.
Bailiff! Bailiff,
Show him how much-
get to that elf.
Show him.
Get to that elf. Bring him up onto the bench. He's next.
And
No,
you see
leave him
Habibi
here.
get escorted down, and you see his head kind of drooping, and maybe a tear has fallen down his cheek.
Habibi.
He's got a lot to think about.
Kepri's gonna put her.
Tani, I don't want to go!
Kepri's gonna reach her hand up on Habibi's shoulder. She's kind of on her tiptoes, and she's gonna be like, "It's okay. This guy's crazy."
He kind of looks over his shoulders once again, and like you see him kind of like nodding, and then he turns back to you, Keryth, and he goes, "Ah, the elf, Keryth. You were not always an inventor, were you?"
I mean, we're never what we are as adults. All the time.
You know what I mean.
You've
allow me
not
to
always
clarify.
been a judge.
Yeah, you were dead.
I was
judge.
I was born making judgments, and I know you can believe me on that one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Allow me to clarify then. You merely started as an inventor here in Wati 30 years ago. Am I correct in that?
That is accurate.
Excellent. And before that, address the court. What were you doing before 30 years ago? Surely something honorable, as you seem to want to insist.
I never said I led an honorable life.
What did you do before you invented things? Answer the question clearly and concisely, please.
Adventured around Osirian.
Go on. Where did some of your adventures take you?
You know, ruins, delves, those sorts of things, looking for...
Good. Yes, correct, so far. But please, a little bit more detail. When you went to these ruins, did you see any interesting markings that would indicate what these ruins were of?
I feel like you are digging for something very specific there, Your Honor.
Yes. Perhaps let me ask you a more direct question. Have you ever been to a tomb in your previous adventuring life?
It is possible, given my age.
Are you saying that you forgot?
I mean, do you remember everything that you've done throughout your entire life? Especially now that you're this?
I'm an immortal undead creature, so yes, I do. Let me refresh.
We can't all be perfect.
Let me refresh your memory then, shall we?
I'd rather you don't.
You went in the past adventuring to a tomb of sorts. In this tomb, you found a puzzle box. And you handed these puzzle box to the servants of the Pharaoh. Is that correct?
There is a long, long silence. And, like, when he first mentions the puzzle box, he, like, almost absently kind of pats his bag that's probably, like, around his waist where he usually keeps it. But he doesn't answer his question.
I'll take your silence as a yes, then. You gave this puzzle box to a subsect of the Order of the Blue Feather, and then about 70 or so years later, you decided to defect. Not only did you steal from them, which is, I need to remind you, a crime, but you also set their compound ablaze. And then you came back to this city and continued to set fires like the arsonist you actually are.
To be fair, the box was never theirs to begin with, so it's not technically stealing.
Preach it.
And
Did you take the box without permission?
that depends on who from. Did I take it from the original, its actual owner?
Did you take the box from where it was being kept in the compound of the servants of the Pharaoh? A simple yes or no will suffice, Keryth.
Does it count if I left a note?
It
It does
not.
count.
It counts.
It does. It counts.
It
On
counts.
on the count of thievery.
It counts.
It counts.
Silence! Knock, knock, knock.
Knock it
Order
off.
in the court. I will not
Who's
ask
there?
you again. Shut up.
Tariq.
Can we please take this roleplay a little bit seriously, guys? Please.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
just, I know we're having fun.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh, I'm having
I'm
so
kidding.
much fun with this.
I know I'm having fun too.
I'm having fun too. Back to the death sentence.
One last time. For the count of thievery, do you plead guilty or innocent?
Given that it is a facet of adventuring, I will say not guilty.
So, not guilty. I shall now confer with my legal records and determine whether or not this shall be taken, this matter shall be sustained or dismissed. He kind of like looks down for half a second and goes, I have conferred with my counsel, and we have determined
Oh yes,
that you
your
are...
counsel being yourself.
Silence!
egotistical
Smack,
maniac.
smack, smack!
For some reason,
You
when you say
are-
smack, I think he's actually smacking.
Smack Keryth.
Smack, smack, smack.
He smacks the gavel on the
Yeah, I
little
know.
podium.
In my head, I'm imagining him
I know.
actually smacking.
You are guilty for theft and for arson and
It's not
grave
arson if
robbing.
it's an accident.
Silence! I will I will pronounce your sentence shortly. Bailiffs, take him back to the bench. And he get escorted all the way back. Alright now, I will give you guys a moment to choose between Tariq, Tanhi, and Khepri. Who would like to approach the bench
Oh, what? You don't
next?
want to interrogate the dog?
Yeah. What about
the dog's
Ramses?
got
You think
tons
he's
of
done something
crimes.
guilty? Huh?
Ramses is a good boy, and he will go to heaven when he dies.
I know for a fact that ain't true.
Hey, I vote Tariq
Oh.
next.
It sounds like, Tariq, you have
no,
some
no.
things to get off your chest.
no,
Tariq, why don't you approach the bench? And then again, just like the others, you see a skeletal bailiff approach you, grab you kind of like a little forcefully, and move you over to the bench, hovers over you, and just kind of like glares at you.
You see, he like kind of jerks his arm out of the bailiff's hands and like straightens his robes and then like walks with his head held high.
He leans over to his shoulder once again. He nods, he whispers a little something, and then he turns back to Tariq. He goes, Tariq, poor boy, your story is truly a sad one. You lost your parents when you were still young. You found yourself on the streets, and you lived an honorable life on the streets. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So, you're going to lie boldly in front of everyone in this court, denying that you stole so much as even a slice of bread?
I didn't have to steal anything with these charming looks. They just gave it to me.
Oh, and those looks are certainly charming. Allow me to move on to your second charge. Lusting after multiple women.
How is that a crime?
Okay, what?
Silence! Smack, smack, smack.
Are you just...
Thou shalt
Name
not.
the actual law that Tariq
I'm
is
sorry,
breaking,
I didn't realize
you
this was
asshole.
Puritans.
He pulls up this ancient scroll, and you guys are getting the sense that he's not judging you based on current laws. He's basing you on laws from 6,000 years ago. He
Well,
goes,
that's not
Thou
fair."
Thou shalt not covet another man's woman. And you, my good sir, have
Are
coveted
we in
not
biblical
one.
times?
Wait, that's what I said.
You, my good sir, have not just done this with one woman, but with two women.
Did they have a
At the
ramp?
same
First of all,
time.
How would you know if it's lusting or not? You don't know my mind or my heart. Second of all, I never pursued anything with the second woman, so that case is pointless. If the law, I'm sorry, first of all, if the law is lusting after two women, you just read the law back. You said lusting after another man's woman. Both of those women are single, so come at me, bro.
I take
jelly.
I take it you truly do not know Idori's background. Then she is.
I know her
dating
background.
Another man at the moment.
Who is it?
She is
Give
not
us-
single.
Give us the tea.
Silence! He smacks the gavel again. The skeletal bailiff comes up to Keryth, and tries to grab you and put you into like one of these like sort of cells.
Can I fight
they have,
back
like,
against it?
Sure. Let's try an athletics.
Why
check
are we in
against you.
timeout?
You're not.
Because he keeps interrupting.
We like to interrupt. We're the Band of Misfits.
All right. How's a 22 against your fortitude?
Fine.
So he grabs you and like Keryth, you're like struggling the entire time. You're like maybe even like jump up in the air and kick around a bit. But he eventually grabs you, puts you in this little box, and closes the bars in front of you.
Ooh, I have thieves'
Is-
tools.
Can we get back to my defense? Now, your argument is that I am guilty because Idori has another person that she's in a relationship with. But may I paint you an analogy real quick? If you walk down the street and someone is kind enough, as they were to me several times during my childhood, to offer you, say, a morsel to eat, maybe an apple, and you take that apple and you eat the apple, and then you get arrested, and the cop says, the guard, we'll say guard, I don't know if cops exist here, but the guard says that the apple came from someone's tree and that person did not have permission to pick it. Am I guilty for eating it when all I knew was that someone was kind enough to offer it to me? No, I am not. The person who is guilty is the one who picked it. So, if you want to drag someone in here, I believe you can go find Idori.
Oh wow!
Drop. Tariq!
He kind of leans over the podium and he goes, "Are you using a defense of ignorance, Tariq?"
Oh, absolutely.
Oh God!
Roll me a
he's so
diplomacy
ignorant.
check. Roll me you know what? Diplomacy or deception, whichever you prefer.
I was ignorant to this relationship. It's not a deception, it's the truth.
Whichever you prefer. You can roll. You know what? You can roll me a society as well, or a performance. Which one of those?
Let's do. I'll go ahead and go with deception, even though. Well, no, because then you'll paint it in the light of. I'll do society then. Because those others suck. Roll deception. Yeah, that's why I was like, because it's the truth. I didn't know she was in another relationship.
All right.
That's her.
Okay. He kind of leans back and he kind of his jaw kind of like twitches a little bit. He goes, "Well, if you really didn't know, and I suppose you are correct. This is a lusting after another man's wife or another man's woman. I suppose I must proclaim you as not guilty in this count."
Don't act like
and
it was
Tariq just like
painful.
nods and you know, like, obviously I'm not guilty. Kind of like,
All right.
clearly.
So the skeletal bailiff walks you back and he goes, "Down to just Tanhi and Khepri. Which one first?"
I can go. After my brother.
all right.
It makes sense.
One of the skeletal bailiffs.
No, you don't need to
walks
drag
up-
me. I will walk
And
myself.
As she's walking by, he goes, "She is guilty." No, just joking.
Hey,
just
hey.
joking. Just joking.
He the skeletal bailiff like walks up to Khepri and like tries to grab her, but she's like, no, I got it. He's like, he looks up to the judge and Soraya just like shrugs, and then she just walks up to the bench.
Hello, sir. Your scary honor.
You're scary on her.
Just your honor is fine.
Okay, but you are kind of scary. I just need you to know that.
It's okay, Khepri. You can take him.
Is it this dripping blood off my skeleton?
Yeah,
I admit.
it's a little.
I
It's
came
a
back
little.
not expecting
It's a little
this.
scary.
All right, well,
But how are you today? How are you?
you're stalling. I'm gonna jump straight into your sentences. Or into your,
red-handed.
into your
Oh
cases.
no, he's the one with red hands.
Hey, that's insensitive.
caught
I'm adding that to the
red-handed.
crimes.
Oh,
I'm adding that to the crimes.
Oh,
All right.
God.
I have a story for you that
what
maybe
story
will seem
time,
familiar
Khepri?
to you. But I'm curious to see if your friends or even your so-called brother knows this story.
Tariq
I
raises
probably
his
don't
eyebrows.
even know this story.
You can play ignorance, but that defense won't work against this one. Here, picture this. You're walking down the street. You're still young. Ramses is just a puppy. You walk past this wealthy estate and you see a bunch of animals trapped behind cages. Your heart bleeds out to them, and in your arrogance, you think you have the right. In fact, you have the pride to admit, to think that you can let these animals go, to decide what fate they must face. You come back at night. You break into their estates. You get past all the guards because you're small and a halfling. You make it up to the cages, and you release all the animals by destroying the locks. Not only were these animals not native to Wati, but when they escaped, they created a mass upheaval of the local ecosystem. Does that ring any bells, eco-terrorist?
I'm gonna say no, because, I don't know what you're talking about. There were a lot of halfling druids.
Well, I am the judge of this here city, and I make it my duty to know everything about the inner workings of her peoples and their dealings. And I happen to know that the only other halfling druid worshipper of Nethys with a black animal companion is not in the city at the moment.
Yeah, you said this happened in the past, though. So
She wasn't there at that time either.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, but let me ask you this, Sir Scary Honor. What would you do if you saw a poor animal being tortured and they left the gate open? You just
It matters not.
No, you would let them go, because isn't it our duty to take care of Mother Earth? Like, who the hell are you to say, how the hell is anybody to say, you know what, they're not a human or a halfling or a cat folk, or they're not us, so we can do what they want.
You think he raises an eyebrow, but he doesn't have eyebrows. And he just looks back at you and he goes, do I really look the kind of person who would let animals go?
Yes.
Well, you're not only wrong about your defense, you're also wrong about your assumption of me. Because this isn't a morality defense. This is a legal defense. And the law says you cannot break in and enter.
And the law says you cannot have wild animals captive.
So she was doing.
know if they
she was doing the city a justice.
Yeah.
Tariq eyes from the back.
That is called vigilantism. You are not.
Isn't
claiming to be a
Isn't animal cruelty also illegal?
Yeah, it
No,
is.
it's called
They
citizenship. It's called citizenship.
Bailiff, silence that elf.
No, let him
guard
speak,
comes here.
bailiff. Chill the F out.
The skeletal guard comes up to Keryth and is about to punch, but Keryth backs up in the corner.
Keryth's like,
And then he goes-
catch me.
He goes, and you in the court, silence, or I will have you as well put in one of these cages.
So you just don't like it when
Silence.
we
You don't have
challenge
enough
your
for all of us.
opinion.
You guys are not on defense. Khepri is on defense. The other people who may have kept these animals, regardless of their legality, they are not on defense here either. You are on defense. Your actions are on trial. You broke in and entered a private estate. Is that true or false?
I will say true, but I will stand by my reasoning.
So you are admitting
And
guilty
I was
to
a
your
minor.
claim.
What are the statute of limitations here?
Yes. Yes,
If you're a
Khepri.
minor, I simply will not sentence you to death and merely sentence you to inoculation.
What
the
the fuck
hell?
is inoculation?
Taking an eyeball.
Wait.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't want you to take my
sorry.
eyes. I have nice eyes.
Enucleation.
Oh, inoculation is knocking you
how
out.
it's- Yeah, sorry. Enucleation
He's
is
not going to put
removing
you
your
down.
eyeball.
He's just going to put you down.
My bad. Either way.
Well, I think you're guilty of abusing the law.
Yeah, and
Yes,
your
Let's
laws,
put you on
Abuse of
trial.
authority. Arrest
your laws
him.
don't pertain to us. We were not born 6,000 years ago.
I'm not on trial here.
Could be.
Bailiff, take Khepri away.
Hey,
And then
no, I'm not done
kinda,
talking to this
grabs
asshole. Bring
picks
it,
you up.
bring it.
She's
You're
like kicking
flailing
her leg.
about. She's kicking and screaming.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
All right, Khepri.
You got him,
Don't.
Khepri.
Last but not least, Tanhi approached the
Get him,
bench.
Tanhi. Get him. Get him.
Tanhi, this should be the easiest one.
What?
your crime happened but a few days ago. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Did nothing wrong.
Au contraire. You guys were walking down the streets to your designated lot here in the lottery, and you guys went to the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye. What happened immediately before approaching your site? Remind me in this case.
I don't know. I'm suddenly having memory loss. I'm suddenly having amnesia.
That was so long
How
ago.
convenient.
So long
Band
ago.
of Misfits? More like Band of
Murderers.
Stupid Memories. Let me try refreshing your memory.
Stupid memories.
You guys were assaulted. Again, they are not on trial here. But you guys tried to defend yourselves, and when you finally proved yourselves successfully well defended, you continued your pursuit and continued the assault regardless of their surrender, wanting to kill them even further. I would call this as homicide, would you not?
I do not recall ever committing murder. I recall self-defense.
So tell me, right there, your axe that you carry, that you are so fond of, is covered in blood. Is that purely the blood of animals that you hunted in the wild?
Well, no.
She doesn't hunt, dude.
It's mostly zombies and ghouls and stuff right now.
Yeah, what
You know
what
who
they're
she
saying.
kills? People like you. Just saying.
People like me. That's racist. Step back on the bench. We're judging you too.
You're no longer innocent.
Homicide. I ask you again. Guilty, not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, I suppose you're gonna claim not guilty to grave robbing as well.
What? What?
Don't look at her backpack.
What
Just
is-
Don't look
what
at her
is-
backpack.
What calculates as grave robbing exactly? I'm just.
It's okay,
Going
Tanhi.
to a grave and robbing its graven goods.
Oh.
What country are we in right
Okay,
now?
okay,
Remind
okay.
me
So
of-
you
remind
mean
the
like
court.
the actual grave itself? Grave robbing. Got it. Then no, I'm not guilty.
You're not guilty of grave robbing.
Yes,
so when you went
queen.
to Arkentempi's tomb, or when you went to the house of Panthera, when you went to the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye, you did not take any burial masks. None of those. Some of the coin in your coin purse right now, that gold, that's not from selling these masks at an auction.
I'll have you know that the priest and priestess of Pharasma gave us this mission. So again, not guilty because I was doing a job.
The priests and priestesses of Pharasma were only acting in the command of the pharaoh, not of Pharasma. I follow the law, not of this current pharaoh, but of the pharaoh 6,000 years
See,
ago.
that's your
And
problem.
according to
You're
him,
just a boomer. You
are
need to
still-
get up.
Do not interrupt! Smack, smack, smack! I have had
I'm
enough.
still imagining him smacking her.
I've had enough of your insubordination. You have made a mockery of this court.
You're making a mockery by trying to push 6,000-year-old rules on people in the present time. Sorry that your time is done.
Boomer.
Enough of this. Bailiff, take the cat back to the bench. I will now proclaim my sentences.
They're all guilty.
He kind of
You
like-
know that.
He stands up and he pulls up this like crumbling
Perjury.
piece of paper. It's like dripping in blood. Shut up. Tariq, on the count of theft and lusting after multiple women, you are found not guilty. Habibi, on the count of identity theft, of violating religious customs, dishonoring your elders, you are found guilty. Tanhi, on the count of grave robbing, artifact mishandling, and homicide, you are found guilty. Keryth, on the count of theft, arson, and destruction of property, you are found guilty. Khepri, on the count of breaking and entry, property damage, and ecological terrorism, you are found guilty. All four of you are sentenced to enucleation.
Good luck with that,
Bailiffs,
asshole.
arrest them. I will now be taking their eyes.
I am resisting arrest. I am
this way.
resisting.
Resisting arrest.
All right, then everyone roll for initiative. Khepri, it is your turn.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is a perception check. Who the hell is he talking to?
That is a good question. Roll me a perception check. You're too focused on the fact that all these skeletal bailiffs and Sultan Ray himself are getting into like combat mode. They have their swords drawn. That's your first action. You have 2 actions remaining.
Well, okay, Khepri's looking at her odds and she's going, oh, shit. I opened my mouth again. So she's going to look at the 2 on her right because they are the closest to her. She's going to be like, fuck them, and she's going to go ahead and do an electric arc. 1 on each.
All right. 1 on
Basic
each.
reflex,
Right,
DC 21.
Thank you. I rolled a 20 and a 28. So failure and then a success. Roll your damage.
All right. Well, you are going to get 10 points of damage for your failure and 5 for your success.
All right. The top one who failed is going to take some damage. You see that the bones do not react as badly to electricity as flesh does. And the one on the bottom, though he succeeded and takes some damage, seems to have resisted all of it. Ramses has an action left.
Ramses is not going to do anything right now because if he bites them, he's going to get sick.
You don't know that.
Well, we're not going to test it right now.
All right. Well, this skeletal bailiff to the southeast. Let me set the scene for real quick, okay? Because we've been doing a bunch of like theater of the mind, but let's actually like lay down the grid here. We have Sultan Ray at the very, very top in his judge's bench. We have a skeletal bailiff at the northeast, the southeast, the northwest, and the southwest. Keryth is in a cage, kind of, sort of, to the northwest, and all of our heroes are in like this little section to the very, very south, surrounded by 2 skeletal bailiffs on either side. The one to the southeast is going to approach. He's going to approach Khepri, and he's going to try and target her with a... he's going to do an intimidating strike. What that means, he's going to attack you with 2 actions, and he gets a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits, but it is not a crit.
Perfect. I rolled really well. 24 points of slashing damage.
Oh, you hate me.
And because that was a success, you are going to be frightened 1 as this skeletal guard, this bailiff, kind of comes up and goes and brings down this rusted khopesh and like gashes you right in front of your chest. We're going to move to the other side of the room. It's another skeletal bailiff's turn, and this time he's going to quickly step towards Tariq, kind of like hopping over this bench over here. And he's going to target you, Tariq, and this time...
Why? I'm not guilty, and currently I'm not like... I'm just standing there.
You're right. You're just the closest one. I'm sorry. Let me recount.
I mean,
that.
you can
You
attack
are correct.
Tanhi, maybe.
Boom,
I will attack
Tariq!
the next person. I will attack Tanhi indeed.
I wanted him in range, okay? Just saying.
The skeletal bailiff instead moves in front of Tariq, ignoring him for now, and goes to Tanhi, and he's going to do the same idea. We're going to do an intimidating strike on you, Tanhi. I rolled a 20.
That is a miss.
Yeah, Andrew.
Well, then, it is your turn, Tanhi.
Now I have to waste an action raging.
I know, so inconvenient for you.
But with that, I am going to take a step north to be flanking with Tariq.
Oh, you did, boy. You did.
And I remember skeletons didn't like the slashing. So we're gonna be bludgeoning. And I rolled a 19 on the die for a 33.
Oh!
A 33 is definitely a crit.
Oh, yes.
28 bludgeoning damage.
28 bludgeoning damage. This guy is nearly completely collapsed. You see like his arm, his rib cage, and like his left leg are all just like smashed through, cracked, and like splinters everywhere. He's like hopping on one leg. He's like
with that, I don't know if I can do this. So I've never used my Slayer's identification. You roll initiative and can observe a creature you know is undead.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely undead. Yeah, we can retcon it that because you should have done that as you roll initiative. But yeah, you can go ahead and roll
I
religion.
will make a note of that. And you want religion.
Andrew, you're a very nice GM.
I am.
Except for when you're attacking us, then you're not. But you're actually a nice GM.
Well, I'm not going to be super, super nice because Tanhi rolled a natural.
Yeah, I figured.
So we're just gonna move on. Tariq, it is now your turn.
So Tariq just watches the skeleton almost pass him by, but conveniently stops right in front of him. And, he's playing it cool, whistling a little bit, but then you kind of see him bring his staff up as the skeleton turns his back to face Tanhi. And it grows cold as he's going to do a spell strike with, what's it called now? The frozen thing.
Frostbite?
Frostbite, yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Did that one
or
change? I don't know if that one changed or not. I just forgot what it was called.
It did. Frostbite no longer uses, it doesn't target your AC anymore. It targets basic fortitude. Do you still want to use it, or do you want to do something else?
Like, I can't use it for a
You can
spell
do Phase
strike?
Bolt. Because you don't have expanded spell strike yet.
Yes. Okay, I'll do produce flame. Or, nah, I'll do ignition. I got the words right this time. I don't know if this will hit, though. I got a 26 total.
A 26 total is definitely going to hit.
Ooh, yeah. All right, so...
I was going to say, if a 33 was a crit, then a 26 is a crit.
That is true. All right, so he is going to take 14 bludgeoning damage, and he's going to take
14 bludgeoning.
He's going to take 14 fire damage, or whatever he takes of that.
All right. Whatever shreds of hair were clinging to his skeleton, or like maybe the fabric, like ignites and bursts into fire as like the final remnants of his skeletal, composition just like disintegrates into dust. He's extremely dead.
And with that, you see kind of like the flames die down, but also kind of like a rejuvenation as he enters Arcane Cascade.
Beautiful. Just before the skeletal bailiff that was like arresting Keryth goes, Soten Ray gives him a command in Necril. Does anybody here speak Necril?
Let me double check.
All right.
Hold on.
Holding on.
And you said Necril has not changed, right?
It should still be Necril.
Unfortunately not.
All right. This skeletal bailiff is then going to they're going to free... Well, hold on. I want to think about how I want to handle this. All right. They are going to delay their turn until after Keryth.
Oh, that's sketchy.
What a bitch.
It is now Soten Ray's turn. And Soten Ray, let's see here.
Stay on his stand like a coward.
He kind of is going to stand as a coward. No, he's not. He's going to also delay his turn until after the skeletal bailiff, which delayed until after Keryth. It's his other skeletal bailiff's turn. On the other side, the northeast. Let's see. This one is going to move up towards the cage with 2 actions and unlock the cage that Keryth was behind. And that's going to be all 3 of his actions. Habibi, it is your turn.
Well, first thing Habibi's going to do is he is going to be praying to Osiris because he kind of needs that confidence, and he feels that he was wrongly judged because his sincerity of belief rings true, and he would never do something that Osiris would not be happy with. So he is going to cast Bless for his companions. So that
Bless is so nice now in the remaster. It doesn't start at 5-foot range. It starts at 15 or something like that,
Yes.
right? Or no, it starts at 10.
No, it's
so
15.
nice. Oh, it's 15.
Yeah.
We
Bane
gotta
is the
be
one
in
that
an
starts at
aura
10.
for this one, right? Like, we gotta stay within the 15 feet.
Yeah, but I can make it bigger if I have to.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So she can spend an action on her next turn
Bless you,
to
Habibi.
expand that aura. Ha! Ha! Get out of here. Is that 2 or 3 actions? I don't
2
remember.
actions.
So you have 1 action left?
And for my final action, I will put up a shield.
Perfect. Keryth, it is now your turn. The cage that you were in has now just been unlocked and the door is opened. What would you like to do?
All right.
Run past him.
okay.
Run away. Fleet feet.
I am going to
Flea feet.
step forward,
Okay.
and then with my final 2 actions, since they just so happen to be right here, I'm going to explode.
Explode away.
He's been exploding. Like, he's been waiting to explode this entire time. He's so bad.
All right, so they both get a DC 21 basic reflex.
Basic reflex. All right. All right, I got a 27 and a 27. 2 27s.
Okay, so both just a success, so they will take half damage. Let me roll it. I didn't roll the greatest. 21 points of cold.
They take 5 points of cold each.
Fuckers! Still the damage.
Because half of that is 10, and then half of that again, or just reduction from the resistance itself. So
let me do my unstable check really quick. Do I
Failed?
re-roll it? I have 2 hero points. We're at the end of the night. I'm gonna go and re-roll it because I have 2. Yeah, boy! Alright, not unstable. And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Well done. The skeletal bailiff, who is just about to go, or who was about to go, and then Sultan Ray told him something in Necrol, delayed. It is now his turn. He is going to target you, Keryth, with a what is called efficient capture.
What the fuck is that?
It is unique to these bailiffs. He takes out these manacles, handcuffs, and tries to put it on your arm or on your hands.
I do not consent.
Well, let's see if you don't get to anyways. I rolled a 27 on this athletics check.
What's this against?
Your AC.
Success only.
Okay. You are now restrained.
I did not consent to this.
It is now Sultan Ray's turn.
Oh, no.
And he calmly steps down.
No.
And he approaches. And he takes his hand and goes, which eye do you like less?
Oh my god, who has a basic reflex?
I'll see you guys next week.
Oh my god.
Not the eye!
Boy!
I told you it was going to get bad.
Oh my god.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the episode. If you liked what you heard, then please like, share, or subscribe to the Mithril Tabletop. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and Instagram. Or always feel free to email us at themithraltabletop@gmail.com. We'll see you next week! Music and sound effects are provided to you by Envato Elements. The Mummy's Mask is copyright 2014. Mummy's Mask images, characters, and artwork are a trademark of Paizo Incorporated.